Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to my WWE 2K15 Universe mode, and we are on to episode 4 of CZW. We do have our first pay-per-view, as you can see here, in 3 weeks' time, which is the Tournament of Death. Still trying to sort out the logistics of that one, but it's going to be great once we get there. So let's have a quick look at what we've got in store for you for tonight's card. We've got opening, we've got a tag team match for you. We've got the Nasty Boys taking on the Dudley Boys with Spike Dudley at ringside. And our second match, we're finally going to have the in-ring debut of Eddie Kingston. He's attempted to try and do it for the past couple of weeks now. He's been caught up in the Drake Younger Solomon Crowe feud, but now he's finally ready to make his debut as he takes on Bam Bam Bigelow. Talking of the Drake Younger Solomon Crowe feud, we have our third match of the evening is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match between the two of them. Our fourth match, we're going to see the ECW champion Dean Ambrose taking on Luke Harper. We believe that Bray Wyatt will be at ringside for that one. And then in our main event this evening, again, it's the two legends of hardcore wrestling, Terry Funk versus Cactus Jack, in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So without further ado, let's get straight into our first match of the evening. So here we go, straight into our first match of the evening. As I mentioned, it is the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Gerry Saggs taking on the Dudley Boys of Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley. Little runt Spike Dudley is at ringside. Both these teams really need a victory because, as we've seen in the past few weeks, the Wyatt family, the current tag team champions, have just been dominating the field. They have defeated both of these teams already. With the pay-per-view coming up, in 3 weeks' time, you'd imagine that both of these teams really want to get themselves back in contention for a tag team title match. Devon working down, I think it's Gerry Saggs. My knowledge is tripping me here. I think Brian Knobbs is the one with the dark Mohican and Gerry Saggs is the one with the blonde hair. If that is wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. As I'm just going to keep going through those. Saggs throws Devon into the corner, misses the dropkick, and Devon comes back with them punches. Saggs manages to block one though and hits with a back elbow. Saggs bringing in Knobbs. Devon gets in though, throwing Knobbs into the corner. Devon bringing Bubba Ray back in. It looks like they're going to go for the death device. I forgot what it's called now. It's the Legion of Doom's finisher. Bubba Ray there with the belly to belly. Now with the snapmare over the top and then hit with the elbow to between the shoulder blades, bringing Devon back into the match to work over Brian Knobbs, I believe. Knobbs now throwing Devon into the rope, into the turnbuckle, and goes to the middle rope and launches some punches, but Devon manages to reverse, throwing Knobbs off. Halfway across the ring now, twisting the arm, but Knobbs comes back with just a knee to the stomach. Back elbow by Knobbs. Knobbs throwing Devon into his corner. So a bit of a tag team maneuver here coming up by the Nasty Boys. It's just a simple drop toe hold into the elbow drop to the back combination. Saggs is going to go for the pin though, straight from it. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Bubba was in and Spike was up on the apron as well. I don't know what Spike was attempting to do. Devon there with a clothesline. Going to go for a pin of his own. 1, only a 1 count. Knobbs was in the ring. I think he would have broke it up. Saggs now looked like he was going to go for the neck breaker there, but ended up just sort of clotheslining him down to the ground, bringing Knobbs into the ring. Devon with a big clothesline though. Coming across the ring to tag in his brother Devon. Sorry, Bubba Ray even. You would have thought it'd be easier for me to get Bubba Ray and Devon correct one, yeah. Just slamming the arm into the ring. And there's the over the top. Going to go for the pin here, Bubba Ray. 1, 2. Saggs was across to break it up. Devon just wasn't quick enough to block Saggs off. And now Devon taking Saggs down as Knobs takes control over Bubba again. Twisting the arm, Bubba goes for the snapmare. He's got him in a submission, but Spike's got the referee distracted here. Spike distracting the referee. I don't think it was going to be a submission worthy of Bubba tapping anyway. See Saggs and Devon going at it on the outside there. I've just noticed that. Big spine buster there by Saggs, taking Devon. Devon's flat on the ground out there. Saggs coming back to his position on the apron, but Devon's back up and he's going to where he should be as well. Bubba with that huge clothesline at the corner. Devon now, I think he's slowly making his way back to his position. Bubba hitting the Bubba cutter. He hits the Bubba cutter. Devon straight across. Devon's got the referee, I don't know why. Devon takes Saggs out. And Bubba gets the victory. The Dudley boys come out on top. Bubba Ray hitting the Bubba cutter on Brian Knobs. Devon managed to block Saggs off. And that was all she wrote. The Dudley boys get themselves a victory here. There's the two guys running into each other and then Bubba just hitting that over the top. This was earlier in the match. You see Saggs just got across far too quickly for Devon. And here's the Bubba cutter just out of nowhere. See Devon across the ring. And manages to take Saggs out with a clothesline while Bubba got the pin. Great victory here for the Dudley boys. Spike Dudley there as well. Yet to make his in-ring debut in a match on his own. I think he will do soon though. Great win here for the Dudley boys. So we are into our second match of the evening. We're finally going to see the in-ring debut of Eddie Kingston as he takes on the resident badman of CZW, Bam Bam Bigelow. And we are underway here. Eddie Kingston, the long-awaited in-ring debut. Working down Bam Bam Bigelow early. Twisting that arm, then the back elbow to the face of Bigelow. And now just using that top rope to choke him. Bam Bam, it's a running drop kick. It's not very often you see that sort of thing coming out of Bam Bam. And now with that snap suplex. Bam Bam starting to take some control here now. And there he is with a big back drop, back suplex. Again, every time Eddie Kingston tries to get on top, looks like Bam Bam just gets back in control. And there's the big clothesline there by Bam Bam, taking Kingston down hard. And there's a chop in the corner by Kingston. Kingston bringing Bam Bam back to his feet. Now hitting some more chops. Gets around the back of Bam Bam. He's going to hit a Russian leg sweep. Kingston with a front chancery into the back elbow. Again, locks him with a headlock, but Bam Bam gets his way out of it and slams Kingston's face into the mat. Kingston just shoulder blocking Bam Bam down. Now around the back of Bam Bam, who launches kicks, and there's a back elbow by Kingston into Bam Bam. Kingston with a suplex on Bam Bam. Punch the stomach by Bigelow though. Now Kingston comes back, gets around the back of him, and just chops out the back of the knee. Bring the big man down. And there's the atomic drop there. And just throws Kingston into the turnbuckle so hard he just bounces straight back into that back suplex. And a diving elbow by Bigelow. Kingston fights his way back up, tries to get some space, and Bam Bam rolls him up quickly. Only a 1 count. It's a quick roll up by Bam Bam, not something you normally see him do. Oh, and Kingston just picking Bam up, throwing him, and his legs caught that middle and bottom ropes. Bam Bam fighting back there with that clothesline to the side of the head of Kingston. Bam Bam pulls Kingston into the middle of the ring. He's going to go for a pin. Only a 1 count. Kingston fighting back, just twisting that arm. And there he is with that, almost like a DDT, spinning him round and dropping him down on his head. Could this be all? He's going to go for a pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Bigelow kicks out. Bigelow's back to his feet as well, but Kingston gets him up and drops him in that back suplex. Big man dropped on the back of his head like that. That could be all. 2, and no. Bigelow again kicks out. Kingston straight back to the offense though. In that headlock takedown, and now just boot to the face of Bigelow. Gonna go for a 3rd pin. 1, only a 1 count this time. Bigelow seems to be gaining strength, and Kingston gets him straight up and hits him with that slap. And they give him another headlock takedown. Now just punches to the face of Bigelow. He pulls Bigelow back into the centre of the ring. Gonna go for a pin here. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count. Kingston really going for the pins here. Bigelow there with that huge belly-to-belly slam. Not only is that a slam, but you've got the weight of Bigelow coming down on top of you, and Bigelow has Kingston up. Oh, and hits him with that gut buster. I think that could be all. Eddie Kingston's debut could be a losing one here. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Kingston kicks out. Again, Bigelow back on the offense here with a huge headbutt. That could have knocked Kingston flat out, that headbutt. But Kingston's back in though. Throwing Bigelow the top of his head and now just laying the punch into his face. And a boot to the face of Bigelow as well. Atomic drop by Bigelow. Both these guys showing their power here. What's Bigelow going for? Oh, it's a butterfly powerbomb into a backbreaker. Brings Kingston back to his feet. And up he goes. Holds him there, lets him think about it, and drops him in that vertical suplex. And now that headbutt on the ground by Bigelow. Again, bringing Kingston back to his feet, but Kingston manages to avoid the damage and hits a big clothesline. Going to go for a pin, but I think Bigelow's going to be too close to the ropes. Kicks out anyway. Kingston throwing Bigelow into the corner. Bounces back and he hits him with that reverse DDT. Scorpion Death Drop style move. And now Kingston's got him in a chin lock, but surely you'd think Bigelow can reach the... No, Bigelow taps. I thought Bigelow could have reached the ropes there, but Bigelow taps out to the submission of Eddie Kingston, who does have a successful debut here. There was many moments when I thought this match had finished. This one, for example, just that gut buster on the shoulder. I thought he might be going for a power slam, but drops it into a gut buster. Headbutt by Bigelow. That was the over the top. This was the pin where I thought it could have been a rope break. It must just be the angle of the camera here to the screen. And there it is. I would assume that Bigelow could have reached the ropes there. It's not very good. His ring awareness was terrible there. You'd think if he just put his arm out to the side, he could have reached the ropes. But either way, Eddie Kingston has a successful debut here in CZW. Could this be the beginning of something special for Kingston? Could he keep this momentum up and move himself up the card? We'll have to see what happens in the coming weeks. Oh, and as Solomon Crowe's on his way to the ring, Drake Younger takes him out from behind. And here we go here with this match. Drake obviously could not wait for this match to begin, taking out Solomon on his way to the ring. Now Solomon makes his way into the ring. Well, thrown in by Drake anyway. There's the elbow to the back of the head. Remember, falls count anywhere in this match. Drake makes his way back into the ring as Solomon goes out. Drake inviting Solomon in. And here they come. They're both in the ring now. And there's a clothesline by Drake Younger. There's a running neck breaker by Solomon Crowe. Two guys lock up now. Drake just twisting the arm of Solomon now. A scoop slam. Gets around the back of Solomon. Solomon there with a snapmare. Hits that running elbow drop, but only barely. Solomon now throwing Drake into the corner. Following it up with that punch to the head. Brings Drake back to his feet, but Drake pushes him away to create a bit of space. And now Solomon there with a drop kick to the back. What started off as a friendly feud between these two seems to have escalated pretty quickly. Especially now as Drake has actually attacked Solomon before the match even began. Big knee to the face by Drake on Solomon. Drake finding himself a weapon, but Solomon blocks him off. Solomon now with the elbow to the face of Drake. What's Solomon going to do? He brings himself back to the apron. Gets a quick shot off on Drake, who throws Solomon back over the top. And now Solomon, what's going to go here? Is Drake going to... Yes, he hits him with a back suplex on the apron. That's the hardest part of the ring, that apron. Going to go straight for the pin here, Drake. One. Only a 1 count. For some reason, the referee has to be in the ring to make the pin, which is a fucking ridiculous rule on this game. It really is. Drake with a kick to the stomach. Solomon now as well. Throwing Drake into the ring. Brooke was going to go for that elbow again, but Drake managed to avoid it. Solomon trying to get a chair, but Drake takes him out. Drake now throwing Solomon into the ring. Hits that elbow to the forehead. Drake makes his way back in. Solomon catches him with a headlock, but Drake comes back with that drop toe hold. Drake on his way back up the ring. Is he going to try and retrieve himself a weapon? He does, but again, Solomon out quick enough to block him off from getting there. Big shining wizard by Drake Younger. And now he's going to go for a submission here. He does. It's the last chance for his submission. I don't think he could hold that bridge for long enough to really get the impact he wanted. And now it looks like he's going to go for a butterfly sit-out powerbomb. Referee's going to count 2. Only a 2 count. The referee actually counted while he was outside the ring. He must have heard me complaining earlier. Solomon just throwing Drake into the apron. Two guys still fighting outside here. Now there's that knee to the face of Solomon Crowe. A kick to the stomach and then just another kick to the stomach, knocking him down. Going to go for the pin here again. 1. Only a 1 count on the outside. Drake has Solomon up, and what's he going for? No, Solomon fights his way out of it. Throws Drake back into the ring. Just hits that elbow to the face again. Solomon makes his way back into the ring, trying to create a bit of space. Drake joins him. Drake gets him up. Oh, that's a big move. Sort of like a twisting Death Valley driver. 2, 3, and that is all she wrote. Drake Younger comes out on top. No, it's definitely Drake won. Definitely Drake Younger won that. My game is glitching out something special today. And looked like Drake was going for some sort of Michinoku driver on the outside, but here's the sort of twisting Death Valley driver. Almost like a combination of a Death Valley driver and a shell shock at the same time. But either way, Drake Younger comes out of this match on top. He did have a little help at the beginning by attacking Solomon Crowe on his way to the ring. But still, he'll be happy to get this victory in this, what started off as a friendly feud, but is slowly getting more and more aggressive between the two guys. Great win here for Drake Younger. I think he really, really needed that for his confidence. So here we go now into our fourth match of the evening. It's going to be the ECW champion Dean Ambrose taking on Luke Harper. And surprise, surprise, Bray Wyatt will be at ringside. And we are underway here in what promises to be a great match. One half of the current ECW Tag Team Champions, Luke Harper, taking on Dean Ambrose. Luke Harper is a fantastic wrestler on his own behalf. Though there's no reason when the future why he couldn't push to get a championship match himself. But at the moment, it seems to be Bray Wyatt is at the front of the queue for that championship match. As you see, Bray Wyatt is currently at ringside. He's pretty good, do his best to try and distract Dean Ambrose as much as he can. It's a great neck breaker there by Dean Ambrose. There's the elbow drop to the heart of Luke Harper. Luke Harper picking Ambrose up and dropping him flat on his face. Then hitting that huge clothesline. Luke Harper getting caught now in a jumping headbutt by Dean Ambrose. And here we go with another boot to the chest. Ambrose bringing Harper back to his feet. Harper's caught him, and Harper with another massive clothesline. Those clotheslines don't just have the impact of the arm. Harper brings his entire weight down on the top of your body as well. And Harper with a headbutt. And a diving elbow drop as well. Bray Wyatt is loving this. Watching one of his big brutes take out one of his main rivals here in ECW. And Harper just suplexing Dean Ambrose by using the side of his head. But Ambrose managed to get back to his feet, and he's trying to fight his way back into this one. Hitting these clotheslines. Harper's down. Ambrose makes his way outside the ring. What's he having planned here? Oh, he's taking the top off the announce table. I think he may be trying to send a sign to Bray Wyatt here, but is he going to get a chance as Luke Harper catches him? Dean now, that was definitely below the belt there by Ambrose. And there's the Dirty Deeds on the outside of the ring. He's taken Luke Harper out here on the outside of the ring. Ambrose really needs to get back into the ring here. Slides back in. But I think he's given Harper just enough time he needed to get back into this. Gain some momentum back. And he hits him with that knee to the chest. Now picking him up. Oh, and just drops him on his face. Harper could get a clean victory here over the world champion too. And he has. Luke Harper's got a clean victory here over the current ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Dean Ambrose. That is a huge win for Luke Harper. It's a huge win for Bray Wyatt as well. I think that was probably bad decision making by Ambrose. He used one of his most impactful moves on the outside of the ring, threw his opponent back in, and just took far too long to get back in himself, and just allowed Harper the time he needed to recuperate. And he paid the penalty for that. Although Luke Harper won the match, although Luke Harper won the match, Bray Wyatt is taking the forefront as he likes to do. He'd like to say that he orchestrated that victory. And now one of his main rivals has had their momentum completely stunted. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into our main event of the evening. It is again the two legends of wrestling. We've got Terry Funk, we've got Cactus Jack in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And here we go with our main event. Two of the biggest legends in hardcore wrestling here. We've got Mick Foley, we've got Terry Funk. And there's a hip toss there by Funk. It would not surprise me at all if these two were two of the men involved in the extreme pay-per-view of the Tournament of Death, coming up in 3 weeks' time, remember. Mark that down in your calendars. I could barely talk today. My words are going everywhere. There's a face bust there by Terry Funk. Cactus Jack goes down. Funk's on his way outside. Are we going to see some of that hardcore? No, we're not. Cactus Jack stops Funk from being able to retrieve a weapon out there. Funk with that backdrop on Cactus Jack. Roll him over for the pin. One. Again, the referee slides back into the ring for some strange, bizarre reason. Back elbow there by Cactus Jack. Now throwing Funk into the barrier. Funk comes back there with some punches. Throwing Cactus back in the ring. And hitting that back elbow into the face. Funk makes his way back up onto the apron, back into the ring, but Cactus was there waiting for him. And hits a huge right hand, knocking Funk down hard. And now Cactus is outside trying to retrieve a weapon, but this time Funk blocks him off. Cactus Jack just damaging the arm there, hitting some more punches, and then Terry Funk catches him with that snapmare and went for a diving elbow, but missed it. But Terry Funk is going to go for... He's caught him in the power driver on the outside. And he hits it. That has got to be all she wrote. Cactus Jack gets hit with a power driver on the outside. Referee going to count 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Terry Funk with a power driver on that thin matting outside the ring, only about an inch thick, and it's solid concrete underneath. And just look at Cactus's head hit the ground. You saw his spine compress. And that was the pin with 2, 3. Someone should really check on Cactus Jack after that. But again, Cactus refusing to shake the hand of Terry Funk. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he's happy that not only was he beaten, but his career was put at risk with that power drive on the outside, on that very thin matting on the concrete. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our CZW show. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I've been Shabby Gamer. This has been CZW. Thank you very much for watching.